Yeah, let's get on to the next game.
Yeah.
Miami at the Chargers will be the final game to talk about this week. Now,
Wow.
I don't know about you two, but I went back and forth on making my pick for this game. Probably about 4 or 5 times. I just literally couldn't make my mind up. I look at Miami. In my opinion, they've got. I mentioned earlier the Bengals have the best trio wide receivers in the league. And for me, I think Miami has the best duo in the league. You give me Waddle and Hill, I'll take them over any other duo in the league.
The only question mark, and it is a question mark, is whether I take Chase and Higgins.
That is the only one.
Poison.
Yeah, that is the only one.
For speed,
yep.
You got speed or you got top and tail. You know, you got your big man.
That's
and
true.
You're in Chase, you've got someone that can do it all.
Yeah, no, it's a close one. I just like they're both speedsters. They both got great hands. They're both great at route running. Like it's a dream, and I think they make Tua look better than what he actually is.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but I think he will be the reason why they don't go as far as potentially they could. Not just him. He's bulked up this year by the looks of it. He looks a lot bigger. But unfortunately, when you hit your head, it doesn't matter how big you are. And the history has shown he's going to get hit. Will he be available? Best ability, availability, right? And I don't see him being there. So yeah, like, don't know what you guys think of it. I think Ramsey being out up against, what was it? Eckler, Allen, Williams, Herbert. That's going to be hard for Eli Apple, who's on his 15 since going number 10 overall. Is he going to be able to deal with them or whoever he's on? I don't think he will. Xavier Howard, I think, will hold his end, but I don't think Apple will.
So you're picking the Chargers?
I am just picking the Chargers. I've highlighted here. I mentioned this earlier. I'll believe it when I see it. And I haven't seen it yet with the Chargers, but I was looking at their depth chart today. I was looking at both sides of the ball. They're really stacked, you know. Like you could put them on par with an Eagles team in terms of the person.
Every year,
I know. Every year, Herbert, will he make that next step? I think it's time for him to do it. Like he has to be the Joe Burrow. Just take the team by the scruff of the neck. I'm taking you there. I have question marks whether he can do that, but this is the time now.
Talent-wise, it's about as special as you can get. But we need to see that alpha in him, that leader in him. Because when the going gets tough, I think right now it's a quiet voice on the sideline.
Yep. And
there's no doubting the talent.
Yeah, he's not talent-wise, he's got it, but he hasn't shown that killer instinct that the best quarterbacks have. Haven't really seen the leadership. I haven't, like I mentioned, just getting the team by the scruff of the neck, like making them believe that he's going to get them there. If you don't get them there, okay, but you got to make them believe it at least, you know. Like at least that might get them that extra yard of space because they've got that belief you're going to get there, and it makes your life easier. So yeah, I have question marks that. God, I don't know what you think, Paul, about the matchup. I know you looked at the schemes and things of both of them teams. What are your views on it? What do you think is going to be the deciding factor in this game?
I picked the game before then learning that we were going to talk about the game. So I picked the game, and I'll come right out and say I picked the Dolphins.
Yep.
And then, so to talk about the game and to justify how I came to the Dolphins, this time last year, don't forget, the Dolphins, do you remember how the Dolphins started last season? They were absolute, they flew out the gates.
Yeah.
Remember they beat the Bills.
Beat the Bills, didn't they? And no one gave them a chance against the Bills, yeah.
A big comeback at the Ravens when they were down, 24 or something like that?
Yeah.
They were down big and they came back.
Then Tua went out, right? And that's when it all started. That's when it all started to go downhill, wasn't it? When he had his first Passion.
on that Thursday night game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they very nearly went into Buffalo in the playoffs and beat the Bills with Skylar Thompson. Like Skylar Thompson. But this matchup for me came down to the Chargers can't stop the run, and the Dolphins want to run the ball. And the Dolphins will run the ball with Mike McDaniels and the Shanahan scheme, which is everywhere all over the league. He's got the ex-Niner running backs in Mostert, who's healthy in week 1, amazingly. And is it Wilson there? Yeah,
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah. So they're going to run the ball against the Chargers, and they're going to dare the Chargers to stop the run, and the Chargers can't stop the run, and that's been their problem for the last couple of years. And then they're going to have the play action off the back of that, the Hill, and to Waddle running wild over the middle. I just think Miami just match up very well against the Chargers. Tua's healthy, and the Chargers, I just don't trust them. And they don't have a home field. Miami's going to have a ton of fans there in that stadium. It's going to be like a home game. I just think schematically wise, they match up well with the Chargers. They're going to run. Chargers can't stop the run. End of for me. Dolphins win on the road.
Okay. I'm looking at my sheet of paper. I've literally scribbled out who I think is going to win this game 3 times.
It's going to be a great game then.
It's and yeah, I've highlighted. I don't get this. I've highlighted, like I said earlier, believe it when I see it. But I've still picked the Chargers. So yeah, I'm putting my head out on a limb there.
But you never learn.
I never learn. I know. Yeah, that's what my betting gambling balance will tell you that as well. But yeah, Jay, you were going to say something.
I'll keep it short on this one. I'm going to give you an X Factor player in this game that I think could make a big impact. And it's the new free agent signing by the Chargers at middle linebacker, Eric Kendricks. I don't know why the Vikings tossed him to the side. When you look at their defense, he was, basically one of their better players. And I think that he will contribute here. I believe Bosa and Khalil Mack are healthy. Yeah. I don't know if we've really seen long periods of them being healthy. I think that Bosa in particular can take a playoff here and there. Yeah. But he's obviously, phenomenal when he's on the field. And so the Dolphins give you a lot of things to be scared about. I would imagine that Hill and Waddle is the biggest nightmare for any sort of preparation that you could possibly have against any offense in the NFL. But, and I don't know why, Rob, because I feel like we do this every year. I am going to pick the Chargers, and I'm just going to base it on the fact that I think that their pass rush will get home. Kendricks will make a big difference for them. And yeah, Herbert will, in spite of, I think, some of the coaching deficiencies, give us some big moments and take this game in a close one.
Yeah, I think I've got here, I've like the Chargers win despite Staley. I think he's on a hot seat this year. If they don't do well, I'm surprised he's still there, to be honest. But if they don't do well,
you forget with the Chargers, they go for it on every 4th down, no matter where it is on the field. So you've got that.
It's again like with the Steelers 49ers. Like week 1, we've been spoiled with these matchups. We've got incredible games in week 1, and there's others, but these just stand out to me. Like listening to you talking, Paul, and then listening to you talking. I think I've changed my mind twice again since we started talking. It's going to be it's a coin toss. I see it being a 1-possession game. I don't think either of the teams will blow the other one out, just like with the 49ers game. But what a game